Ladies and gentlemen, if I might have your attention, we are going to resume with our induction ceremony.
I'm Gary Eve, and I'm proud to present Juan McWilliams for induction into the Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Fame. Juan McWilliams' humble roots started in small Copiah County in western Mississippi. A 1981 graduate from Brother Martin High School in New Orleans, Louisiana, Juan received notoriety as an outstanding two-sport athlete in football and baseball. While attending high school, he received several collegiate scholarships offered in both sports. Subsequently, after making his final college visit to Grambling campus, it was love at first sight. As a four-year starter, Juan was a four-time All-Southwestern Conference athlete. In his freshman season batting .402, he was also selected Freshman of the Year by Grambling Baseball Program and selected Freshman of the Year by Southwestern Athletic Conference coaches. Additional honors received during his freshman year. Juan was also selected to the 1982 All-Louisiana All-Star team. As a student athlete, his hard work, unselfish play, and teamwork helped Grambling Baseball Program win 3 straight Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball championships in 1983, 84, and 85. In 1985 Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament, Juan was selected as the tournament's outstanding offensive player. After completing his Grambling baseball career, he also received his Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management. Selected by the Pittsburgh Pirates Professional Baseball Organization in 1985 Major League Draft, Juan concluded his Grambling career by establishing 2 university all-time milestones, hitting the most home runs in a single season and most runs scored in a Grambling career. Juan currently resides in York, Pennsylvania with his family, employed as a workforce development professional. He also volunteers as a youth baseball instructor and coach. And for this reason, Juan McWilliams will forever be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Thank you. Greetings. First, I'd like to give honor to God for allowing us to gather tonight, such a prestigious night with so many outstanding individuals present. So thank you. First, I would like to thank Mr. Howard Davis for all of his hard work and assistance with putting this function on tonight. Also, Dean Higgins, who I affectionately call Mother, for always taking care of us. For the last 30 years, you've been taking care, especially me, so thank you very much. Also, I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Doug Williams and also to Mr. James Harris for their vision of this Legends organization. So thank you, gentlemen, very much. At this time, I would like to not really talk about myself, because my good friend Gary Eves did a good job with the bio. But I want to talk about those individuals that helped me along the way. And I'd like to use this time to identify those individuals and give them their night to shine along with me. First, Vanessa McWilliams, my lovely wife that I've been knowing since the 7th grade. I want to say thank you for hanging in there with me. You're my best friend. You've been a great wife, very loving mother, and an outstanding grandmother. So I just want to say thank you for support, and I love you. I also would like to identify 2 of my beautiful daughters, Dr. LaJuan McWilliams Mountain, and also Kirsten McWilliams. Unfortunately, they weren't able to attend this ceremony tonight, but I know they're here in spirit. And I want to say that I've been blessed to have those two beautiful, intelligent young ladies as my kids. Very happy and proud to say that I'm their father. To my parents, Melvin and Dorothy McWilliams. There are no words in the English language or any language that I could come up to say thank you for all the hard work, sacrifice, and support that you not only gave me, but you also gave my siblings to make sure that we were successful in everything that we attempted to do. But I also want to thank you for being fathers and mothers to all of my teammates who didn't have a father or a mother. Also taking care of our community. So thank you very much, and I love you dearly. To my sister, who unfortunately wasn't able to attend, she always would go around and say, my big brother this, my big brother. But at this particular time, I would like to say my little sister, who's an outstanding professional woman, who's doing some outstanding things in Houston, Texas with her business, and also with a good friend of hers, Delana, which we adopted as a sister, and my parents adopted as a daughter. To my brother, Kenny McWilliams, I'm going to confess this today, that he probably is the best baseball player in our household. So, because I'm getting inducted tonight, Pops, I think you're going to have to take that third slot, baby. Also, I'd like to say thanks to my aunt, Elisa Chambers, and also my uncle for taking time out of their busy schedule to come here and support me. I also want to say and acknowledge my Uncle Harold, who just completed 30 years of public service in the city of New Orleans. Thank you, Harold, for your service. I was blessed throughout my career to play for several legendary coaches who really took the time and the effort to make sure not only myself, but all my teammates identified with success, but also with being humble. And I'd just like to call out a few of those individuals' names. Coach Reverend Ernest Johnson from New Orleans, Furman Sims, Freddie Kendrich, my 7th grade baseball coach, Gus Robertson, Dan Collins, Elmo Steiner, Hall of Famer Lou Rag Sherman of New Orleans, and also our own Hall of Fame coach, Coach Wilbert Ellis, who took a chance without even seeing me playing, but just off the word of a former Grambling baseball player to say, Coach, I think this guy can come in and help your program move a little bit further. He said, well, hell, baby, if he can play, send him on up here. But when I got up here and had a chance to meet him, I was like, Pops, I think I made the wrong mistake, because my name is McWilliams, but he keeps calling me Mike. Hell, Mike. But eventually, as time went on, Coach Ellis learned my name and started calling me Juan. But Coach, I want to thank you for taking a chance and everything that you have done. Also, another Hall of Famer, Ben Williams. Ben, thank you for being coach, father, a big brother, someone that we could talk to when we were having some problems. But you took a group of guys that had a lot of talent and helped us to work together as one, where we were able to succeed and win 3 SWAC championships. So thank you, Ben, Hall of Fame legend. Also, I want to acknowledge two of my junior high school classmates and teammates. Dr. Leonard Lewis, who's in the audience, and also James Green. I've been knowing these guys since I was 10 years old. And the relationship that we've developed over, the past 40 years have always been solid. So thank you guys for taking time out to come and support me. I really appreciate it. I'd like to also acknowledge a great friend, a guy that took me under his wing, Kevin Jackson. I think he's in the audience tonight. He also was a member of our junior high school team, and Kevin was more of a big brother to all of us. So Kevin Jackson, thank you, sir. I really appreciate everything that you've done over the years in support. Greg Hobbs is a guy that I met when I was 15 years of age, and he really took me under his wing to make sure that I didn't get in any trouble, but also led me down the path of success, along with Michael Calagaro, who was a high school teammate of mine, and his dad, who was the Supreme Chief Justice of Louisiana, the Court of Louisiana. These individuals were very important in my life because they made me feel like a part of their family. So I just want to acknowledge them and say thank you for all of that support. To my Graham fam, those guys such as Edward Scott, Hollis Brent, Mike Inslee, Lewis Gardner, Wendell Henderson, Greg Smith, Smitty, Skip Williams, and also James Randall. Thank you guys for helping me when I was here at Grambling to teach me the Grambling way that helped lead me to the path of success. I have a couple teammates here that I played with through 83, 84, and 85 that I want to acknowledge. Roger Washington, Ira Tu, Gary Eves, Lenny Webster. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for really working hard as a unit, and at the end of the day, we succeeded and accomplished something that had not been accomplished in many years in Grambling's baseball program. Finally, there's one person here that epitomized what it meant to be a Grambling student athlete. A guy, when my parents left, he asked him to take care of me. He was actually my second roommate. And this guy did everything that he possibly could to make sure that I was successful. I was a freshman, he was a graduating senior. And he actually laid out the blueprint that helped me become the person that I am and the ball player that I eventually came. At this time, I would like to ask James J.T. Thompson to stand up. James, thank you, man, for everything that you've done. Because you didn't have to do this, but you gave us the blueprint to help us succeed, to be champions, and to do it the Grambling way. So I conclude with that. I want to say thanks, everyone, for being patient. It's great to receive this honor, and I will do everything that I can within my power to represent the Grambling legends to the utmost highest. Thank you.
I'm Benjamin Williams, and I'm honored to have this opportunity to introduce James Randall for induction into the Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Fame. James Randall entered Grambling after a stellar high school career and immediately earned Freshman of the Year honors, finishing with 7 home runs and a .313 batting average. In his sophomore year, he was named to the second team All-Southwestern Athletic Conference team. Then, as a junior, he garnered first team All-Conference honors and was drafted by the California Angels. He received many awards during his minor league playing days, which included being named AAA Player of the Week for the Vancouver Canadians for the week of May 16th through the 22nd in 1988, and to the AAA All-Star Game in Buffalo, New York. James played professional baseball for 8 seasons, including a stint with the Chicago White Sox, and made his major league debut with the White Sox in 1988. He served as assistant baseball coach here at Grambling from 1989 through 2002, and was named head baseball coach at Grambling in 2003 through 2006. James Randall is in his 10th season as head baseball coach at Claflin University in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And in 2016, his team won the school's first ever Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Championship and the school's second automatic bid to the NCAA Division II Championship. James Randall is married to the lovely Wanda Davis Randall, and they have 2 daughters and a granddaughter. And it is because of the aforementioned baseball accomplishments that James Randall will forever be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Good evening. I promise you I won't be as long as Juan. I am indeed privileged and honored to stand before you this evening. This is nothing that I dreamed of nor planned for. As a kid, one of my dreams were to become a professional baseball coach, and also to be, a professional baseball player and to coach. And I've only had 2 jobs in my life, that as a college coach and that as a professional baseball player. So I've been fortunate. There's a lot of people I need to thank, but I won't call all, because when you start calling names, you start missing some that you should mention. But first, I would like to give homage to my parents. My parents were my role models, and my dad was my hero. They gave me the blueprint as to what it took to be a good citizen and a solid young man. I give all that I've done to my parents. They were great, and they loved Grambling. They loved Grambling. I know back in the day, my dad used to, when my oldest brother came to Grambling in '71, my dad used to say all the time, Shaq, when I used to watch you on Sunday mornings, Grambling need to be playing LSU and Alabama. They need to be playing Mississippi State and Auburn. And his friends would look at him like, man, you have to be out of your mind. But if you look at it now, all those schools are what the SWAC used to be. So my dad knew what he was talking about. I would like to thank my boss man who's here. He's the athletic director at Claflin University, Dr. Jerome Fitch. It means the world to have you here, Doc. Thanks for driving 12 hours to get here. Thanks a lot. One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was the day that I asked my wife to marry me. I want you guys to meet my wife, the lovely Miss Wanda Randall. Stand, baby. Stand up. Thursday night in Grambling, Louisiana is when I first laid eyes on her. I'll never forget that. Grambling has been good to me. It really has. I really appreciate the time that I spent here at this lovely university, and I'm looking forward to do any and everything I can to keep this university on top where it belongs. So Rick, we're proud of you, buddy. We're proud of you. Keep it going, and you got us going in the right direction. I'd like to give homage also to my two older brothers that came to Grambling before I did. Aaron Randall came in 1971. And my middle brother, who's here tonight, came in 1973. When I got ready to make a decision as to where I was to go to college, I had 3 scholarships sitting on my desk. One from Southern, one from Jackson, and one from Grambling State University. It wasn't a hard choice for me to make. My 2 older brothers used to come home and they talked about nothing but Grambling. Grambling, Grambling, Grambling. They loved this university, and I couldn't wait to get here. Again, thank you. Thanks to the committee for selecting me to be a part of such outstanding Grambling grads and Grambling athletes. So thanks again, and I love you. Coach Ellis. I want to thank you, Coach Ellis. You gave me my first chance as a player and my first opportunity as a coach. And here I am 24 years later, Coach. Thank you, buddy.
Tommy Lee Bowens. From Okalana, Mississippi, Tommy was a product of the Fannie Carter High School. Bowens has a long and colorful history with basketball, the game that has influenced many of the directions his life has taken. Bowens was attending Okalana Junior College when he was recruited by Grambling's coach, Fred Hobdy. Coach Hobdy contacted Tommy's mother to ask when he would be ready to transfer to Grambling. The story goes that she told Hobdy that he could come get him that day. His transfer to Grambling marked his first trip out of state. Tommy was a member of the 1961 men's basketball team at Grambling College when the team became the first from Louisiana to win the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics Championship. Grambling State beat Georgetown College of Kentucky to win the NAIA championship by the score of 95-75. After playing on the championship team and graduating with a degree in physical education and recreation, he played with the U.S. team through Central and South America and with the Harlem Clowns. Bowens was drafted into the Army, where he played basketball and ran track for the 5th Army Unit proudly. And he credits his military career for pushing his basketball career forward even more. Tommy believes that he really got his chance out of the Army. Following his tour, he was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks and went on to play professional basketball for the Denver Rockets, New York Nets, and New Orleans Buccaneers during the late 60s. After retiring from basketball, he went to work for Braniff Airlines. Tommy returned home to Okalana after his retirement from Braniff and was well known as a Chickasaw County constable until he retired from that position. Tommy Lee Bowens will forever be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Good evening. First, I'd like to give the honor to God for giving us all our health and strength to be here. My name is Tommy Bowens. I'm from Okalana, Mississippi, and I graduated from Fannie Carter High School. I came to Grambling in summer of 1959, and I'm in the class of 1960. I wrote my remarks by using the letter in the word Grambling. G is because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the education I got at Grambling, the rich experience I had for 4 years, and how I learned to be respectful. R is for remember. I remember when Coach Fred Hobby came to pick me up from my hometown, Oklahoma, Mississippi, in a black panel truck, no air conditioning. We were bumping all over the rocky, dusty roads, and boy, was it hot. In those days, because of racism, we couldn't stop anywhere to get some food to eat, so we had to stop at an old country store where we picked up some bologna, some crackers, and red pop. A is for our athletic program that allowed us to strive in this country when no one else saw our worth. M is for many teammates, coaches, and friends who helped change my life forever. Bobby Ricks, Rufus Calhoun, Willis Reed, Roosevelt Rankin, Howard Willis, Rex Tippett, Herschel West, Charles Hardnett, Robert Williams, Freddie Carter, Sam Jackson, William Gentry, Wilbert Frazier, Dewey Hudson, Robert Piper, Coach Fred Hobdy, and trainer Doc Harvey. B is for black and bold. In 1963, I played for the Harlem Clowns before I was drafted into the Army for 2 years, where we won the 5th Army Basketball Championship and the 5th Army Track Meet. Army Track Meet, and in the field championship where I ran a leg on the 440 relay and the high jump 6'6". During these years, I was the leading scorer, leading rebounder, and led the team in shots blocked. After the Army, I was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks in 1966, then played for the Denver Rockets, New York Nets, New Orleans Buccaneers, and the Hazleton Bullets. L is for the leadership I learned at Grambling, which helped me become elected as constable for Chickasaw County for 12 years and currently as a police officer in Oklahoma, Mississippi. I is for the inspiration I received from being on the national championship team in Kansas City, Missouri, and played on the U.S. team which traveled to Central and South America in 1961. G is for going because I'm always going to remember this day, which is the largest birthday party that I've ever had. My birthday was yesterday, but we're celebrating it today. I want to thank the Legend Committee for making this event possible. And I would like my family to stand, my daughters and their husbands, and my nieces and nephews. And sitting at this table is my niece. Stand up. She's coming to Grambling this year, and thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, did I thank I want to thank the Legends Committee for making this event possible. Thank you.
Bobby Ricks. Bobby is a product of Louisiana Public Schools. He has always been an advocate of sports. Upon graduating from high school, Bobby, along with the entire Eula D. Britton varsity basketball team, including the team manager, was recruited by Coach Fred Hobdy to play at Grambling. Bobby was a member of the 1961 men's basketball team at Grambling College when the team became the first from Louisiana to win the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics Championship. Upon graduating from Grambling, he taught and coached 1 year in Louisiana before being drafted by the Armed Forces, serving some of those years in Vietnam. Ricks then went to Chicago, where he continued his coaching and teaching careers, while obtaining his master's degree in urban education from Governors State University. The majority of his coaching career was at Harper High School, where he coached many outstanding students, many of whom received athletic scholarships used to further their education. He was named Coach of the Year. Moreover, he coached the Chicago Public School AA Sectional Championship Blue Division varsity team, boys basketball coach of the Blue Central Champions, and was a Hall of Fame inductee. Bobby Ricks retired from coaching in 1998 after many years of outstanding service. Bobby Ricks will forever be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
First and foremost, I thank God of His never-ending grace for this opportunity. As far back as I can remember, I had a basketball in my hand or some other type of ball in my hand. The entire high school team that I played with, the first starting five and the trainer was given a scholarship to come to Grambling to play basketball. And it was a dream come true, coming to Grambling. Then in 1961, we won the NAIA tournament. We knew we were the team to be reckoned with. Further, when we were selected along with another team to represent the United States on a goodwill tour, I was elated, not to mention that we were successful in the tournament. It showed that the hard work and our coaching staff put us through paid off. Let's remember, the reason we are here, we all love sports. It is great honor to have been selected to become a member of the Grambling Legend. I would like to thank my friend and teammate, Willis Reed. He was very supportive trying to get me to become a legend, who played a supporting part in my receiving this award. Last but not least, I would like to thank my supportive family, especially my wife, who is here tonight, and her name is Phifer, and I'd like for her to stand. And all my friends who touched my life some way. All my high school classmates was happy for me. So, especially Peachy Varsity Gordon. I am truly grateful for all she have done. So now I'm asking my supporting cast to please stand, because without you, I wouldn't be receiving this award. Will you please stand, please? I am truthfully grateful for all you have done, and this award is greatly appreciated to all those who extended this organization. It is an honor to be among such athletes. Again, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, and I thank God for letting me be here to accept this award. Thank you, and have a nice night.
I'm Alice Jackson, and I'm honored to introduce Brenda Gulledge, a 2017 inductee into the Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Fame. Brenda was second of twin girls born to William Lewis and Annie Marie, both originally from Mississippi and moved to Chicago in the 1940s. They are the proud parents of 7 girls, Linda, Brenda, Deborah, Ava, Diane, Sandra, and Yolanda, which they raised on the south side of Chicago. In 1958, Annie Marie gave birth to identical twins, Brenda and Linda. Brenda was known throughout the community for playing softball and winning short races against the boys. As a junior at Calumet High School, the track coach, Sandra Jenkins, observed Linda and Brenda running. One day, she asked Brenda and Linda to run the 100-yard dash. She was amazed how fast they could run without any training. She had plans for the twins' track development and started training them immediately. Brenda became a member of the track team and ran the 4x100, 4x200 relays, and a 200-yard dash. Also, she developed her skills to compete in the high jump. During Brenda's senior year in high school, she competed in the city sectional and state competition. Brenda finished first place in the 200-yard dash with a national time of 23.5 and was a member of the team that won the first place in the 4x100 and 4x200 relays, going on to win the state championships. Brenda was known for her outstanding track achievements and was approached by several recruiters to attend college. Coach Ed Stevens offered Brenda a scholarship to attend Grambling State University. She was amazed at her athletic achievements, would play such a critical role in helping her to achieve her educational goals. The moment Brenda arrived on Grambling State University campus, she knew this journey would change her life forever. Brenda learned when times got tough to dig deeper and work even harder to reach her goals. More importantly, Brenda learned to have faith in her own abilities. She learned how to trust and rely on her teammates' athletic abilities to excel in the sport and become stronger as a team. Brenda was known throughout the United States as one of Grambling State University's top sprinters. This journey with Coach Stevens helped Brenda develop her own platform in the track and field arena and in the workplace. Brenda ran the 200 and 400-yard dash, as well as the 4x100 and 4x400 relays. She was a member of the phenomenal team that won individual and relay titles from Texas, Drake, Penn, and LSU track meets. She was also a member of the SWAC championship team. In 1980, Brenda graduated from Grambling State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration. Brenda's grandmother prophesied to her 2 days after graduation that her profession would be a teacher. After graduation, Brenda explored several employment opportunities in corporate America, but was influenced by her older sister Ava to become a substitute teacher. In 1998, Brenda left her job of 13 years at Wesley Justin Corporation to become a substitute teacher and discovered she loved being in the classroom with the students. In 1988, Brenda married husband Kirk Jones Sr., and to that union, Kirk Jr. and Brianna was born. She also has a 2-year-old grandson, Christian. Today, Brenda resides in Dothan, Illinois with her husband and the love of her life, Gregory Harris. In 2003, Brenda's passion for teaching led her to pursue her teaching certificate and taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. In 2010, she received her master's degree in school leadership. She has worked for the Franklin Elementary School System for 17 years and is currently a Dean Safety Facilitator. Brenda has continued her passion for education as well as track and field by continuing to play an integral role in developing the youth in her community. She has mentored youth, worked as an assistant coach for the girls track and field team at a local high school in Chicago, chaired various committees to help support and develop the school system, and has served as a billing representative for her school district for many years. I present to you Brenda Gulledge, my teammate, who will forever be a Grambling State University Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Wow, that was a lot said about me. First, I'd like to give honor to God, who without him, I am nothing. I also want to say thank you to the Board of Directors, the Advisory Board, and the Hall of Fame Committee. Thank you, Dr. Higgins. Thank you, Mr. Dreyer. And thank you so much, all those who lend a hand in making sure that I was selected and inducted into the Hall of Fame. I also want to say thank you to my family. Thank you to my niece who traveled a distance along with her husband and my nephew, my great-nephew. But I do want to take the time to make sure that I acknowledge one of the biggest supporters of my life. One is not here, that is my twin sister, Linda, who is not here, but I'm sure if she could have been here, she would have been down front rooting for me. But I also want to say thank you to the love of my life, my husband, Gregory Harris, who has been one of my greatest supporters. I looked around this room, and I just wanted to say that I see so many of my classmates, former classmates. Thank you to Alice Jackson. She has been an inspiration to me, even though we ran on the same track team. But I look at her and I think about who the legends are, and she is truly one of them. So I thank you, Alice, for being a great teammate and being a great friend. I want to take the time just to acknowledge Coach Ed Stevens. Had he been here, he'll probably be standing there crying because he gave us a chance. He gave us a shot. I think about that phone call when he called my parents and asked the four of us, it was a 4x100 relay team, could we come to Grambling? And he took a chance on us. And so I just want to say thank you all. In this room, there are some amazing people, and I thank you for your hospitality as my husband and I have been here. I think about Grambling all the time, and I think I had forgotten just how special you are. I had forgotten just how special Grambling State University is and always will be. It has been a turning point in my life just to come back and be honored with such wonderful people as you. So thank you so much. God bless you all.
Tonight, it's my great pleasure to introduce one of my former teammates, Robert Bob Atkins, known as the Rabbit, one of the most versatile athletes to ever play at Grambling. He entered Grambling in 1964 from Atlanta, Georgia as a high recruit. He was an all-state in Atlanta in football, basketball, and baseball. When he came to Grambling, he started 3 years in football and 2 years in baseball. He's a versatile athlete by starting in 4 positions. He started at corner, safety, wide receiver, and tight end. He was a mismatch problem for most teams. He went on to become 2-time All-Conference, and his senior year, he made first team All-American. With his size, speed, and great hand, he impressed the St. Louis Cardinals enough to be drafted in the 2nd round. Played 2 years for the Cardinals and went on to play 7 years for the Houston Oilers. After retiring, he worked for the Prairie View System in sports management. Robert Atkins, one of our great all-around athletes. We welcome him home. This is why Robert Atkins should forever be known as a Grambling Legend Sports Hall of Famer.
I want to thank James Sheck Harris for that information. And again, I want to express to James that he was a great teammate. And also, he was an outstanding quarterback in the NFL. And he laid the foundation for the black quarterbacks in the NFL. I am truly honored to join my fellow athletes and other great athletes who've been inducted into this renowned Grambling Legend Sports Hall of Fame. And I consider this induction another blessing in my life, and I thank God for His grace and His guidance. I played 9 years in the NFL, and I consider this my Super Bowl and a lot more. And ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this. This is very, very special to me. I got to admit that most of the things I learned in football, I learned from Coach Eddie Robinson, a great coach. And I know that he's looking down with a smile at his wonderful work. And I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for everything she has done. Dottie, would you stand up? She's also in the Grambling family too. And I'd like to thank my family members and my friends for their support. And I'd like to thank my brother, the one that purchased the football. Thank you, brother. That's Connell, and my next brother, Kenny. Thank you all very much. Go Grambling.
I'm here to introduce Alva Dennis III into the Grambling Legend Sports Hall of Fame. Alva Dennis III is being inducted into the Grambling Legend Sports Hall of Fame, and he is coming forward with a historic type of presentation. He is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in which his father has already been inducted, and they will become the first father and son team to go into the Grambling Legend Sports Hall of Fame. While Al was here at Grambling, he established many outstanding opportunities for not only football, but also in the academic world. Al was a football captain for 2 years, 1971 and 72. He earned his BS degree here in 1972. He earned a master's degree here in 1982. He had a pro football career in which he was able to play with both the San Diego Chargers and with the Cleveland Browns. Following his pro football career, Al was able to return to his alma mater and begin working in the athletic department. He served in various roles, primarily dealing with finance, primarily dealing with the development of Title IX programs, and he eventually became the athletic director at his alma mater. He was the athletic director from 2000 until 2004. He was very instrumental in developing and seeing prosper the Bayou Classic. He was also very, very instrumental in working and improving the facilities for women's sports, as he was an advocate of Title IX. Al is presently retired from the active role, but he is a consultant for many firms and serves also to work with those individuals who need help in the financial arena. Al is married to Dr. Sarah Benfield Dennis. They are the proud parents of 3 children. He has been, without a doubt, not only an outstanding leader in scouting, but an outstanding leader in athletics and an outstanding leader in the classroom. Alva Dennis III will always be a Grambling legend, Sports Hall of Famer.
Mr. Willie Brown asked me to inform you all that the auction will be closing in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right.
Oh, good evening, and I want to offer my thanks to Coach Porter for that gracious video introduction. As some of you all know, Coach Porter is grieving the loss of his wife, Dr. Jean Porter. They were married over 64 years, and I want to offer him our prayers for strength during this very difficult period of his life. I want to thank my Lord and Savior for all of the many blessings that he has bestowed on me over my lifetime. As we all know and can attest to, we would not be here if not for the guidance and blessings of God and the sacrifices that Jesus made on our behalf by giving his life for the sins of the world. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my parents, Lily, and Charlie Muse, and Dolores and Alva Dennis Jr. All except Charlie were Grambling graduates, but all were positive influences in my life. Even though Charlie didn't attend college, 3 of his children, my siblings, and 2 of his grandsons are Grambling grads. So I'm very thankful to them all for the way we were raised. In attendance tonight to help me celebrate this great achievement are several of my family and many friends. I thank all of you for your love, your time, and your treasures to be with us tonight, and I'd like for all of you to stand and be recognized at this time. Thanks again, and I love you all. You know, I owe so much of my athletic success to all of my coaches, starting with Coach Rudolph Gibson, Coach John Williams, and Coach Joseph Johnson, to name a few, back at Greenwood Park High School in Hammond, and Coach Melvin Lee, Coach Porter, as I mentioned earlier, and Coach Eddie Robertson here at dear old Grambling. There's a special relationship that develops between a good coach and his players, and I will be forever indebted to all of the men that I just mentioned. You know, I came of age under their guidance, and I learned that success, whether it is on the field or in the classroom, depends on commitment, hard work, never quitting, and being loyal. Football is a team sport, and my success as a player was due to the great teammates that I was blessed to play with. Guys like Billy Manning, Sam Holden, Steve Dennis, Matt Reed, Rod Turo, Gary Big Hands Johnson, Lee Fobbs, Iris Bowden, Bodine as everybody said, John Mendenhall, Frank Lewis, and I can go on and on. We didn't have many weaknesses back during those days. Some of my toughest competition was at Grambling. It was during practice. The pinnacle of my football career here at Grambling was our beating North Carolina Central in December 1972 to become national champions. So it's ironic that 44 years later, Broderick, along with his dad as an assistant, did the same thing this past December in Atlanta. So we have a lot to be thankful for, and the spirit and the era of excellence in Grambling is just too much for us not to support. Finally, I want to thank those Grambling Legend members who thought enough of my contributions to the success of Grambling football to vote me into what I consider as one of the most esteemed sports halls of fame in America. Thank you, my fellow Grambling Legends members. And I know the night is long, so I'm going to cut short. In conclusion, I'm much honored to be forever known as a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer, and I saved the best for last. I know that tonight's honors were the result of our times on the fields and courts of Grambling College and Grambling State University. But for me to get to the night and this weekend's festivities, I am eternally thankful to my wife of 37 years, Dr. Sarah Dangerfield Dennis, my children, Swanee, Kadar, and Blythe, my son-in-law, Christopher Jones, my daughter-in-law, Brandy, my grandchildren, Sydney, Skylar, Stacy, and K2, who was giving me a lot of trouble out there earlier. Sarah reached out to all of my siblings and friends after we were notified of this honor and put into motion bringing them all together to honor me. She even had to urge me to buy this suit that I'm wearing tonight. It's cliche, but Sarah has been the glue for me and this family. Honey, I love you, and thanks. Good night, and God bless dear old Grambling.
Pleasure by introducing Robert Parham, running back, Grambling State University. I first met Robert Parham in 1977 while recruiting the Atlanta, Georgia area for Howard University. He told me he was thinking about signing with Grambling. I told him it was a great school and I wished him luck. Howard didn't play Grambling anyway. When I returned to Grambling in 1979, Parham was already a superstar running back. I was not surprised. At Garden High School in Atlanta, he was a two-time All-State selection at fullback and linebacker. Parham was a complete running back. He could run inside for the tough short yards. He could run the quickest and slants off tackle, as well as the sweeps outside. Add to that his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, block for the run, and pass protect, and you have a star running back. While at Grambling, he was a three-time All-SWAC selection and a three-time All-American. I'll say that again. While at Grambling, he was a three-time All-SWAC selection and a three-time All-American. In 1980, he was the Player of the Year for HBCU School and winner of the Jake Gaither Award
as the most outstanding player in America. He broke the rushing records of Paul Tank Younger with 3,448 yards. He was drafted by the San Diego Chargers in the 10th round. This is why Robert Parham will always be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank the committee for voting me into such a prestigious organization, along with some fantastic athletes that I'm sure they have their own way of doing things, but they also have doing things the Grambling way. I'd like to thank also the people that I miss, my father, Robert Parham Sr., and my wife, Celeste Parham. She passed away due to cancer. And like I said, I like to thank them the most because I miss them very much. It's been a pleasure being here this weekend to experience being in Grambling again. It's been a while. Make sure I do something about that. I change that. It won't be away so long. But I also like to thank Coach Lee, because when things got bad, he always told me, Parham, just take it easy. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Just take it easy. It'll be okay. And you're right, Coach Lee. It turned out it was okay. But I also like to thank Coach Robinson. Yeah, Coach Robinson. Yeah, I have to thank him. He's something else. Coach Robinson, he also believed that everybody should be able to make a play once you were given the opportunity. And he was right. He gave me the opportunity, and I made a play. And he said, Parham, that's all right. I think I'm gonna give you a uniform this week. But anyway, like I said, I'd like to thank everybody and thank the committee for being elected to the Grambling Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Robert Pennywell. Shreveport, Louisiana produced the outstanding player that is Robert Pennywell, who played high school football at Captain Shreve and Woodlawn. He came to Grambling State University, where he was successful for 4 years as an important entity of the team, beginning in 1972. During his tenure, he was named All-SWAC and All-American. He was drafted in the 6th round in 1976 by the San Francisco 49ers. He played linebacker for 4 seasons for the Atlanta Falcons. He also played for a few teams in the United States Football League. Pennywell served as deacon at New St. John Missionary Baptist Church for over 20 years prior to relocating. Additionally, he has served as a Boy Scout master. Robert Pennywell will always be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, to the Grambling Legends Hall of Fame committee, to my mother and father, and to the rest of my family. I want to thank all of my coaches and teammates, especially my coaches, who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. It was no mistake that I ended up in Grambling. I always wanted to come to Grambling, but in high school, Grambling did not try to recruit me. I told my coach, hey coach, why don't you call Grambling? And I came to visit Grambling, ate a hamburger and some french fries and a shake, and I said, this is home. So I signed with Grambling, played with some wonderful teammates, and the rest is history. So I wouldn't change anything in the world when it comes to Grambling. G-Man forever. Thank you.
Ernest Sterling Sr. This Baton Rouge, Louisiana native played varsity basketball and football in high school. His teams made it to the semifinals playoffs during his last 3 years of high school. He received a single A state championship award in both sports. He was recruited by several HBCUs. Eventually, he was recruited by Coach Fred Hobdy to play basketball at Grambling State University. While playing basketball, Coach Robinson told him that he could go a long way in football. He left basketball and switched to football. During his tenure on the football team, Grambling won 2 SWAC championships and 1 national championship. During his senior year, Ernest was named tri-captain of the team. Sterling played professional football with the Dallas Cowboys before becoming a Grambling State University defensive line coach. He coached several All-American linemen during his coaching tenure. He had 3 players to be drafted by the NFL in the first round. In the second and third rounds, he had 4 players to be drafted. He had other players that were drafted in later rounds as well. Sterling's coaching career was very rewarding and one of the best highlights of his life. Most important of all was to see student athletes that he coached walk across the stage to receive their degrees upon graduating from Grambling State University. He is married to Irene Joan Sterling, and together they have 2 sons, Patrick and Ernest Jr. Ernest Sterling Sr. will forever be a Grambling Legends Sports Hall of Famer.
Good afternoon. I'm going to put a little Catholic in this, President Rick Gallo. That comes spirit to all. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the enshrined athlete, all 10 of them, I would like to thank the Grambling Legend Hall of Fame. All right, number 2, I had 2 mentors, Billy Manning on table 5, telling me don't cry. I had my greatest friend, Frank Lewis. I'm leaving you out, Atkins. Frank Lewis say, Cap, go up there and give him hell. So I'm going to do like Rob. I got the damn mic down. Yeah. First of all, I would like to say to your president, Agent Orange, I know you know who that is. This is the largest crowd I have ever seen in my career until President Obama went across. So I got you. I know you thought I was going to say that lie he said. All right. I would like to give honor to the people that I need to give honor to. And they are my athletes. I'm going to say my athletes. Yeah, Rob, you're not here, so it's my athletes. So I would like to start off with Mr. Football, Sean Smith. My money man, second is Walter Robinson. Next is E. Prince. Next is Mark Cooley. And like Doug say, he's going to Disney World.
Well, Doug beat this. I'm going to Disney World and the resort. Thanks to Roy Scobie, the only stand-up Scobie, the only defensive lineman that taught me a lesson. When I looked, I wanted 6'5", 6'4" defensive tackle. When Scobie came in from Muscogee, I said, what in the hell am I going to do with him? And do you know he led us to, 3 championships? Thank you. Also, I would like to say to the president of New Orleans, Ed Football Scott, and Alfred Payton. Those were the ones, and I'll give you 2 more and then I'm going to move on. That'll be Leonard Griffin, Troy Thomas, Carl Taylor, Keith Jones, Keith Marks. Those were my ball players that voted me to accept this award. Without them, I might not have been here. So I just want to say thank you. Then I'm going to run to the Delta 3, president of Grambling chapter, Kathy Baker Holmes. Then Gwendolyn Frazier Giles and Anna Reed. My ladies that really helped me out academically and being an academic counselor, Dr. Mildred Gallo and Mrs. Ruby Billups. Those were 2 of the finest, along with Jackie Newsom, my wife Irene, my son and wife Patrick and Teresa, Ernest and Casey, my grandkids, Jordan, Aaron, Alex, and Simone, my sister, Maxine Harris, my nieces and nephew, Sherelle and legendary Everson Walls, Elmo Harris and Althea, Robin Marie Harris, Sonia Jones, and Regina Harris. And I have to put up Miss Football, Miss Grambling strong supporter, and president of the Lafayette St. Martinville chapter, Joanne, AKA Joan Smith. I hope this award I receive, thank you. I hope this award I receive is embedded in their hearts. For you had my back, and now I'm gonna have your back now. Thank you.
Comes up, we're going to ask that all the inductees assemble on the stage at the end of our benediction. All the inductees return to the stage for a group photo. Ralph.
Ralph Gore is here, better known as Scoonie. Well, let's just to reflect on the legends, and I think I was the first one inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. But first of all, before I go much further, I want to congratulate Mr. Gallo. He's a wonderful. He don't know how it made me feel when I found out that he was going to accept the job for the president of Grambling College. Not only is Ralph coming here, but my money comes better now with Mr. Gallo here. I don't mind it, and I'm going to help as much as I can. Anything he needs me to do, I'll be happy to do it. I'm going to give you all a little short story of how I got to Grambling, though. The way I got to Grambling, there's a guy named Wilbert Ellis. Now, I was a little bitty, small guy, you know, and we was playing in the little league. Coach Ellis always believed in me a little more than I think I believed in myself. But anyway, I went to Lincoln High School there, and then I graduated, and they had 2 or 3 more boys on the team that was bigger than I am, and so bigger than I was, and they were a little stronger. So Coach Ellis would always talk about come up here. He was working for prayers, and he said, I got a little guy, I'd like to bring him up here and let him try it for your team. Prayer. So, well, okay, Coach Ellis. So anyway, when the coach come back down, and we'd play, you know, like we were playing semi-pro, and we beat up on people pretty good. One thing about Coach Ellis, he didn't lose too many games, boy. He had a good team. Even when he had a softball team with my sister playing on it, they'd beat people to death too. So Coach Ellis didn't believe in much losing. So he said, Ralph, we're gonna go up to Grambling next week, and Prayer's gonna give you a chance. Prayer's gonna give you a chance. So I got up here and came up to Grambling, and I was small, and Coach Ellis put me out on the field there, and they was hitting me balls, and I was little, and then a couple of them bounced up and hit me in the chest, and I was small, and then after the workout was over, Coach Ellis and Coach Ellis went over there and talked to Prayers, and Prayers told Coach Ellis, he said, that little guy pretty good, but he gonna get killed out here on this baseball field. I don't think we can use him too much. I said, well, okay. So Coach Ellis come back and got me, and then we went on back and started playing Sandlock again. We playing people, and then we had Robert Williams, these guys that I look up to, like Robert Williams and Boge and all them guys. When I was coming along, they was fabulous type pitchers. So anyway, Coach Ellis said we're gonna go up and play against President Jones' team, and he was playing our Sandlock team. Okay, so Coach Ellis got us together, and we come down, we playing Prayers, and them working pretty good. But anyway, I was on the team, and a couple more of the boys, and them pitchers, I sort of worked them over pretty good. I think I had about 4 or 5 hits against them guys. Then President Jones said, Ellis, who is that boy over there that's getting all them hits and running like that? He said, well, oh no, Coach, he said, no, you don't know this guy. I just picked him up down there side the road somewhere and brought him with me, and he's a new guy. He said, well, bring him in here and let me talk to him. So President Jones, I come in and I talk to President Jones. He said, well, what's your name? I said, my name is Ralph Gore. Oh, boy, you got a chance to be a good ball player. Your name is Ralph too? So, okay, anyway, Coach Ellis ended up bringing me to President Jones, and they had what you call a work study program, and you would work in the summer, and if you earned enough money, you would register in school. And President Jones was adamant about getting an education, so if you worked out in the summer and you did real good, and you could earn a scholarship. But anyway, I worked out in the summer, and then at the end of the summer, President Jones told me to go over to Coach Robertson's office, and Coach Robertson gave me some paper to take my mama, and I took the paper back home to my mama, and it was a 4-year scholarship, and the rest of it is history. And I just want to thank God for being a part of Grambling. Grambling means so much to me. And my wife didn't come because we got grandbabies now. 2 years ago we had 1, now we got 5. So we rolling pretty good now. That's the only reason she's not here. So them grandbabies is rough to y'all. And they get 2 years old, yeah, y'all better be careful. They'll take over, baby, I'm telling y'all. God bless y'all, and I love y'all. And thank you, Mr. Gallo.
Thank you, Ralph. Just want to announce that one of our guests have misplaced Samsung Galaxy phone. If anyone finds a Samsung Galaxy phone, would you please turn it in over here to Dr. Higgins? Thank you.
Excuse me. We have a belated award. What about James? Pimp, your boy with that belated award. With that award she gave me with that play. James. We have a belated award with James Odell Randall. Please come back up. This is an additional Grambling Legends Baseball Award going to Mr. James Randall.
Thank you. It's from my church here.
In closing, it's before or after? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. In closing, I would like to thank you for coming and support the Grambling Legends Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And every chance we get, we would like to make clear who the legends are and who this organization is named for. We have a lot of great athletes, as you've seen tonight, if you've seen the program. It's been through here that will continue to come through here. But the Legends organization is named for those real great legends. President Jones, Coach Eddie Robinson, Coach Fred Hobday, and College A. Nicholson. That's where the name, the legends, come from, not the athlete. It's the guys that they train and brought. I'd like to take a point of personal privilege and ask for your prayers and ex-athlete, legend, Mr. Wilbur Frazier, an All-American basketball player here at Grambling. He has been diagnosed this week with cancer, and he's asking for, his family is asking for prayer. So please extend prayer for Wilbur Frazier. Again, and thank you for coming. And on the legends, what we do and what we will continue to do, we can do better if you would take a minute and go to our website, which is theGramblingLegends.org. GramblingLegends.org. We have memberships for former athletes, and we also have associate memberships for supporters who didn't necessarily play at Grambling. Go to the website and see if you would like to be a contributor and help us as we go forward in supporting Grambling. Again, thank you very much.
was Charles P. Adams, then Ralph Jones, Joseph Johnson, Harold London, Raymond Hicks. We love you all. God bless dear old Grambling. It's the school that I love so dear. Charles P. Adams, the founder, Ralph Jones, the builder, the developer, Joseph Johnson. We want you to know we love you all. God bless dear old Grambling. It's the school that I love so dear. After development, there was strengthening, led by Harold Wayne London. And now the journey continues with Raymond Hicks. We still stand tall. God bless dear old Grambling. May she forever stand God bless dear old Grambling. May she forever stand
And while you're still standing, before we sing our alma mater, I'd like to call the names of some fallen tigers that passed away from July 16th through July the 17th. July 2017, from July 2016 through July 2017. Mike Howell, football. James Pope, football. Tony Mitchell, football. Howard Willis, basketball. Curtis Orman, football. Curtis Maxey, football. Ross Schelling Sr., football. Fred Collins Jr., football. William Lord Jr., Robert Williams, football. Andreas Castillas, baseball. And Darrell Augustin, football. Thank you. I am a martyr. And I think we'll have to sing it. I understand there's no words. We know it. Let's do it. Oh, Grambling, dear Grambling, we love thee, dear. Oh, Grambling, we'll all to thee. Our dear old school, we'll fight for thee. forevermore. And when life's game is fought and won, the hills will ring with victory song. Oh, Grambling, dear Grambling, we love thee, dear. Oh, Grambling. Dallas.
Just before our benediction, let us remember that we serve a God that hears and answers prayer. We ask that everybody keep Wilbur Frazier in your prayers. Finally, brethren and sisters, farewell. Be perfect, be of good comfort, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace shall, that's a promise, be with you. In Jesus' name, let everybody that agree with that say, amen.
Okay, I can't take it. Okay, what is it? Okay, the silent auction, are these the winners? Miss Ballard, HOF football, Ed Scott, Willie Brown's HOF jersey, Breedlove, I guess is that Roger? Roger Breedlove, the helmet for the Raiders team. Rivers Breedlove, Veronica Williams, that's the Charles Woodson plaque, and is that Dr. Ballard? I know Dr. Ballard had to be here somewhere on that. Football, and Ben Williams, balls and cap. I got you. Okay, the inductees. Okay, would all the inductees please come to the stage? Is that's all the inductees, please come to the stage for a group photo.